Well, my friend Gary asked me what I think about Israel charging between 800 and 1,200 US dollars each time a Jew enters Israel as a tourist or a business or even to study there for a year when you're over the age of 25. If you've never served in the Israeli army, I think it's a good idea. Nowadays Israel is being attacked every Tuesday. And sometimes it's not an external attack, it's just some crazy person at a bus station or in a hotel with a gun. And if you're there visiting and you've never had IDF training, then you've got to depend on other people who've had it to protect you, the hotel manager, the bus driver, the waiter in a restaurant, or other people on the street who see you don't know what the hell you're doing until the IDF arrives, until the army arrives, and you need some kind of insurance for that. So the 800 to $1,200 each time you visit Israel, I think, is a noble price. It's praiseworthy. If you've served in the IDF and then you went back to Utah or Harvard or Yale or Gainesville and you live your life in the diaspora of US of A or Europe or South America, you shouldn't have to pay it because you do know something about how to protect yourself, okay? And therefore you should not be obliged to pay it. Now, of course, there'll be Jews who will complain about it and say that means a family of four is going to have to pay around $3,500 extra each time they visit Israel. It might make a trip to Israel, impossible. And an individual who goes there twice a year would have to pay maybe $2,000 a year. It might make Jewish people start to think that IDF training is very valuable, not just to save money, but you might be in a dangerous situation and you might need to know how to protect yourself and others. And you might want to get that training before you go to a country like Israel or other parts of the world, like Africa, South America, even parts of the US of A, where anti-Semitism is growing enormously. So it's not just to save money that you'd serve in the IDF, but you would do it in order to actually get the protection that's needed there to protect yourself and to protect others. Anyway, I think it's a good idea. It would mean that after high school, a Jew growing up, let's say in Florida, would go to the IDF and then go back to the University of Miami at 21, enter law school at 25 instead of 22, join a top-notch law firm at 28 instead of 25. More than half the students in Harvard as freshmen are over the age of 25. And about 70% of all the lawyers who join the top law firms, starting off in those top law firms, are over 28, 29. And medical schools also, more than half the students are over 25. It's not going to become a negative on your resume that you spend 3 years and you've lost the race. That has to be made clear. Jewish kids have to start thinking in the world after high school, not where do you want to go to college, but you want to go Israeli Navy or Army. You better start thinking about that. And maybe in high school, start getting in shape. Weight training, running, pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups while you're in 11th and 12th grade. And get in shape for those kind of things. And then when you finish doing that, now you can take your SAT while you're in 12th grade like everyone else. And then when the score is valid for 5 years, so it's not going to expire. But I think it's a good idea. And later, of course, right here, some people will tell you the exact opposite, that the IDF is only for Aliyah. And if you're not moving to Israel, you don't need it. In fact, you shouldn't do it. You're a sucker. It's a waste of time. It's dangerous. You're going to lose a seat in a prestigious university, law firm, med school, or hospital. They'll tell you those kind of things immediately. And this is my opinion. Anyway, Ben Gavir said this, Netanyahu said it, and Smotrich said it as well. Israel's moving to a very conservative right, even more to the right than Netanyahu, and charging Jews who visit Israel money for protection, for insurance when they come to Israel. It's not a penalty for not serving. It's not like punishment. It's logical. You need insurance. When I went to Africa Safari, I needed a bunch of vaccines that I never would have needed in my life. And also I had to pay about $600 in insurance to make sure that if I got sick there, I'd be okay. I'd be covered. So going to Israel, you're not getting vaccines and you're not getting insurance from malaria or typhoid. but you are getting insurance from a war or some crazy person with a gun. And I think that's insurance like any other type of insurance. Let me know what